Make sure that your feet are right underneath your hips. And breathing up. Pull the navel into the spine to create the lift in the sternum. Hold the reach. Exhale, ground from the hips into the soles of the feet. And breathing up, reaching, lifting. Exhaling, grounding. And this time you're going to breathe it up. Exhale into a forward bend. Find your focus, find your breath. As you exhale, soften the neck, soften the jawbone, soften the dough in the belly. And as you exhale again, soften the soles of the feet. Breathe the energy up the back of the legs. Exhale, soften the upper body. Take a breath in, bend your knees, look at the top of the mat, lunge one foot as far back as you can and then the other. Pull the navel into the spine to find your core strength. Try to feel strong from your feet to your fingertips, and then exhale into an upward facing dog. Exhale into a downward facing dog. Step a little forward. Find your focus, find your breath. As you exhale, soften the soles of the feet. Breathe the energy up the back of the legs. Feel the exhale moving over the hips, down the spine to the forehead, shoulders, elbows, wrists, fingers, thumbs. Take a breath in, bend your knees, look at the top of the mat, and step the right foot forward. Find your balance, come to standing. And again, as you're breathing, you pull the navel into the spine as you breathe in, creating that reach with your fingertips. As you're exhaling, you ground into the soles of the feet, or the balls of the feet. Breathing up, reaching, lifting. Exhaling, grounding, and breathing up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Take a breath in, twist to the opposite side of the front knee. With every exhale, twist a little more until you can feel the glutes getting nice and long. Keep breathing. Take a breath in. Come forward, step forward, breathing up. Exhale, hands to the side. Make sure that your hips are right, your feet are right underneath your hips, and breathing up. Exhale into a forward bend. Find your focus, find your breath. As you exhale, soften the neck, soften the jawbone, soften the dough in the belly. And as you exhale again, soften the soles of the feet. Breathe the energy up the back of the legs. Exhale, soften the upper body. Take a breath in, look at the top of the mat. Lunge one foot as far back as you can and then the other into a high plank. Push the navel into the spine to find your core strength as you're breathing. And then exhale into an up dog. And then breathe in a downward facing dog. Walk your feet a little forward and find your focus, find your breath. As you exhale, soften the soles of the feet. Breathe the energy up the back of the legs. Feel the exhale moving over the spine, over the hips, down the spine to the forehead, shoulders, elbows, wrists, fingers, thumbs. Take a breath in, bend your knees, look at the top of the mat, and lunge the left foot forward. Find your balance, come to standing. Pull the navel into the spine to create the lift in the sternum as you're breathing in, and hold that reach with your fingertips. Exhale, ground into the balls of the feet. And breathing up, reaching, lifting. Exhaling, grounding, breathing up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Exhale, twist to the opposite side of the left knee. With every exhale, twist from the waist a little bit more until you feel the glutes getting nice and long. Make sure that back heel is planted flat to the ground. Keep breathing. Take a breath in, step forward. And breathing up. Exhale, hands to the side. Okay, we're going to move to our warrior twos. You're going to spread your feet apart. And you're going to breathe in up. Exhale into a forward bend. Find your focus, find your breath. Just allow the upper body to hang from your hips. Take a breath in and take your arms out in front of you into a wide-legged downward facing dog. As you exhale, pull the hips behind you. And breathe in Exhaling, pulling those hips behind you. Take another breath in. Walk your hands into a reverse dog. Make sure the heel of the hand is on the ground as you're breathing. Fingers are spread wide apart. Keep breathing. Take a breath in. Walk your hands back to center. Bend your knees and come to standing. And breathe it up. Exhale your arms to the side. Pivot one foot in the opposite direction. Pull the navel into the spine. Create that lift in the the sternum. Pull the right hand away as you're breathing and the left hand away from you in opposite directions. Exhale, ground with the outside edges of your feet. And breathe in, reaching away with the right hand, left hand, creating that lift in the sternum. Exhaling, grounding with the outside edges of your feet. Now breathe in a straight knee. Drop your hand to that forward knee. Raise your arm to the ceiling. In a triangle as you're breathing, you're constantly reaching for the ceiling. Imagine you're trying to touch the ceiling with that upper hand. With every breath, reach a little more. Keep breathing. Keep reaching. Take a breath in, bend the front knee, sweep your arm into a side angle pose. Imagine you're trying to reach the edge of the ceiling and breathe. Keep breathing, keep reaching. Now you're going to exhale the hand down to the ground. So the knee should be in the shoulder. You're going to take your hand behind you, your other hand behind you, and you're going to reach back through your legs and grab a hold of your fingers and breathe. Exhale your hand to the ground. Make sure that your feet are even. And then bend your knees, breathe into standing. Exhale, hands to the side. Pivot the other foot in the opposite direction. Again, pull the navel into the spine to create that lift in the sternum. Reach away as you're breathing with the right hand, the left hand. Exhale, ground with the outside edges of your feet. And breathe in, reaching away, lifting, exhaling, grounding, and breathing up. Now, come into a triangle, drop your hand to the front knee. Keep reaching with that upper hand. It's more important that you're reaching with the upper hand than going deep in the pose. The head should be right above the knee. Keep breathing, keep reaching. Take a breath in, bend that knee, sweep your arm into a side angle pose. And imagine that you're trying to reach the edge of the ceiling. Ground with that back foot. And breathe in, reaching, exhaling, grounding. Take a breath in, exhale the hand to the ground. Breathe the other arm behind you, and then sweep your arm inside, grab a hold of your fingers and breathe. Breathe in, drop your hands to the ground. Make sure your feet are even, bend your knees, breathe into standing. And breathe in, arms to the side. Okay, good. We're going to practice, being that we're all on the computer right now, we're going to practice what we call hands behind the back. So you're going to take your hands behind you. You're going to pull them away from your hips. Okay, so if you can pull your hands away from your hips, you should be able to flip them over and take them up your back. Okay, shoulders are back. Take a breath in, step back with one foot. Take another breath in, look at the ceiling. Exhale your nose toward your forward knee and hold the pose. Don't hold your breath. Keep breathing. Longer inhale, longer exhale. Take a breath in, come to standing, step forward, don't let go of your hands. Take a breath in, step back with the other foot. Take another breath in, look at the ceiling. Exhale your nose toward your forward knee and hold the pose, don't hold your breath. Keep breathing. Longer inhale, longer exhale. Take a breath in, step forward. Drop your hands to the side, shake them out. Okay, now we're going to do hands behind the back. So you're going to take your right hand if you're right-handed. If you're left-handed, you use the left hand. You take it up, put it in between your shoulder blades, and then you take the other arm behind you and grab a hold of your fingers. And breathe. If you can't reach, Use a strap or a tie, something that you can try to bring those two hands together. Keep breathing. Now exhale, release. Let's do the other side. Shake them out. Take the other hand in between the shoulder blades. Reach back, grab a hold of your fingers and breathe. Keep breathing. Okay, exhale your hands to the side and shake them out. We're going to practice what we call some hip openers. So it's best if you do this next to a wall. You're going to bend your knees and you're going to cross your leg over one. Make sure that your foot is touching the wall so you don't fall over. And then you drop your hands behind the upper foot and place your fingers together. Sit back and breathe. Keep breathing. You have the wall here so you don't fall over, so keep breathing. Okay, and exhale, straighten. Let's do the other side. So turn to the other side, bring your leg over, sit back, cross it, bring the hands in front, and breathe. Keep breathing. Okay, and then breathing up. Being that we're at the wall, we're going to practice a tree pose. So, if you're kind of off balance, you'll use the wall to hold on to, and you can either bring your foot here to practice tree pose, or below the knee to practice tree pose, or above the knee. And you just bring your hands together, find a focal point, stare at it, listen to your breath. Exhale when you're ready. Let's do the other side. Again, the foot can be on the ankle, below the knee, or above the knee, depending on your flexibility. Hands to heart center, find a focal point. Keep breathing. Okay, exhale and release. All right. We're going to do what we call our side planks. You won't need your bolster or a blanket, but you might need a blanket. We're going to be on the ground for just a little bit. Come to the top of the mat. Make sure the feet are right underneath the hips. Breathe it up. Exhale into a forward bend. Find your focus, find your breath. As you exhale, soften the neck, soften the jawbone, soften the dough in the belly. And as you exhale again, soften the soles of the feet. Breathe the energy up the back of the legs. Exhale, soften the upper body. So this time you're going to breathe in, bend your knees, look at the top of the mat. You need to make sure that the hand is right below the shoulder to make this work. You step back, check in with your hand to make sure it's beneath the shoulder. Step back with the other foot and open up your heart. Pull the navel into the spine and breathe. Now, you can take a rest here, or if you want to keep going, you pull the navel into the spine for another plank going forward, or take a rest. And then when you're ready, you'll come into the opposite side. Chest is nice and open. Pull the navel into the spine as you're breathing. And then come back to center and bend your knees, take a rest. So while you're resting, for those of you that can't do that, you can do this from your hands and knees. Make sure the hand is right underneath the shoulder. Keep the knee bent, leg back. This is called the second position. And then you would just come back to here. Take the other side. So if you can't do a full side plank, you can come to the second position. Keep the chest nice and open as you're breathing. Exhale, and then take a rest. Okay, we're going to do our seated positions. And I'm I'm going to face you this time. So I'm going to move my mat this way. All right. You're going to breathe it up. When you're doing a forward bend, you hinge from the hips. So the hips are hinging towards the thighs. Chin is pointed toward your toes as you breathe. If you have a really tight hamstring, you can take a blanket, roll it up, put it underneath the knees like this, and make sure that your belly is resting on your thighs. That's an alternative to this position. And then breathe it up. Now you're going to bring your feet together like this. You're going to breathe it up. This is called diamond. You're going to exhale, put the hands in front of the feet, and just as you're exhaling, you want the hips to hinge towards the thighs. So we're getting the hips nice and open here. Keep breathing. Okay. We're going to try another position, a wide-legged forward bend. If you have something that you can put under your chin, it works best. You grab a hold of, you breathe it up, and now you're going to hinge from the hips, and you're going to go forward and breathe. Keep breathing. Your hips are hinging towards the bolster. Keep breathing. After you get a little deeper, you can go a little deeper. Rest your chin to go deeper. And then breathe it out. Come back to this. This is diamond. You're going to breathe it up. Exhale the hands in front of the feet. Try to get the body a little bit more open. Keep breathing. Okay. Breathe in up. Hands to the side. We're going to do what we call cow face pose. So I recommend that you sit on something to do this. If you are right-handed, the right knee goes to the ground. So notice that my knee is it's in proportion with my groin. The knee, you can bring the ankle in a little bit, kind of lean back, make some circles, and then the opposite direction. And then grab a hold of that ankle, pull it into your chest and pull it over and drop it onto the other knee. Okay? And breathe. So your knees and your hips are going to talk to you for a little bit. And you want them to settle down with the breath. You're going to take your right hand in between the shoulder blades, and you're going to reach back and grab a hold of your fingers and breathe. Exhale, release. Let's do the other side. Again, hand should be, or the knee should be in support right in the middle with your groin. Grab a hold of your ankle, make circles. In the opposite direction. Grab a hold of the ankle, pull it into the chest. Drop that ankle over, rest your knees together. And again, take a few breaths to just kind of allow the hips to release themselves. And then reach back, grab a hold of your fingers, and breathe. Exhale, release. We're going to do a seated twist. We're almost there. So you get this time, the knee is on the ground. The heel of the foot is in contact with the sitting bone of the opposite leg, or you can do a straight leg and bring the foot over, or go back to this. Take your foot over. Grab a hold of your knee with the opposite hand. Take a breath in for a straight neck, a back. Exhale into a seated twist. You don't twist with your neck, you twist from the waist. With each exhale, you twist a little bit more. Keep breathing, keep twisting. And then exhale, release. Let's do the other side. The heel of the foot is touching the sitting bone. Foot is going over the other knee. Pull it into your chest. Breathe in a straight back. Exhale, Twist behind you and breathe. Don't twist with your neck. You can look behind you with your peripheral vision if you want. You twist from the waist. Exhale back to center. Now we're going to do a hand-to-knee pose. You put your foot against your thigh. You're breathing up, and then you hinge the hips forward and grab a hold of your toes and breathe. Keep breathing. And then breathe in back to center. Take the other foot, put it against the thigh, breathe in up. Exhale into a forward bend and breathe. Keep breathing. And then breathe in back to center. We're going to do what we call a boat pose. So if you have back trouble, you should put something underneath your feet, okay? You're going to grab a hold of your hands underneath those knees. The chest is constantly moving towards the knees. If you have back trouble, you're going to stay right here. You're going to pull your knees into your chest. If you don't have back trouble, you can lift your feet off, but if you start to have any kind of pressure up here, then you're using your legs instead of your core to create this pose. And then you exhale, release. And again, if you have back problems, it's critical that you keep those feet on a block, bolster, pillow. Take a breath in, release, pull the knees into the chest. Keep breathing. Exhale, release. Now we're going to go into a little bit more difficult pose. You're going to breathe in, release your feet off of whatever they're resting on. You're going to exhale the arms to the side, straighten your legs and breathe. Keep breathing. Keep breathing, and then exhale, release. Good. So we're going to just work that out a little bit, and we're going to do what we call a Savasana on your back. The best way to go to your back is to hold on to the back of the knees, put your chin down, and just gently roll back one vertebra at a time until the head is flat on the ground. Grab a hold of your knees and just make circles. And then the opposite direction. You can pump your knees back and forth. Exhale your feet to the ground. Straighten your legs. Walk your feet out a little bit. Take your shoulders to the ground. Try to get the lower part of your back to settle onto the mat and breathe. This is the restful part of the practice. We'll just be here for a few minutes. As you're breathing, feel the lungs expanding, and as you exhale, feel them contracting. Soften your feet, soften your legs, soften the lower back, the lower belly, chest, upper back, hands, arms, neck, the head, the flesh around the face.
Gently come back to the present moment. Wiggle your toes and your fingers. Open your eyes and roll to one side for just a few seconds. Put the upper hand and the arm, put the hand on the ground. Use it to come to a seated position as you walk your hands forward. And we'll end our class. I hope you feel better than what you did when you got here. You're going to breathe in up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Breathe in up. Exhale, hands to heart center. This time as you breathe in up, gather all that beautiful energy and bring it into your heart. The dignity in me honors and respects the dignity in you. Thank you for allowing me to be your instructor today, and please give yourself a congratulations for your hard work. Namaste.